Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is a weekend, so let's do both days, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, the 18th of May, Hot Wheels Day. I love Reese's Day, and I do love Reese's.
I do too.
International Museum Day. I wonder if there's any museums out there for museums.
A museum.
Yeah. Don't know. Speech Pathologist Day today. Send an Electric Greeting Card Day. Theology Day. World Whiskey Day. Armed Forces Day. And National Armed Forces Day, which I think is the same thing. And then Sunday, the 19th day of May, celebrate your Elected Officials Day. So if you have an elected official anywhere near you, give them a big old hug. What else do we have? Devil's Food Cake Day. Hepatitis Testing Day. Woo. World Baking Day. Emergency Medical Services Day. All of those things happening this weekend. And I have a guest joining me. Thaao Penghlis, I think is how you say his name, and I'm going to have to find out because I'm going to be chatting with him. He's the author of a book called Seducing Celebrities One Meal at a Time. Going to chat with him all about it coming up.
Whether you have a credit card now and need a better credit card, or if you don't even have a credit card but you'd like to get a good one, we would love to help at BetterCreditCards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at BetterCreditCards.com.
Give yourself a little credit
At BetterCreditCards.com.
to BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. If you were thinking that one benefit of the rise of AI is that you might have better access to medical advice, think again. A Washington State University study has found that visiting a doctor is still better for you than asking AI to help you.
You think so?
Yeah. Researchers evaluated ChatGPT-4's ability to assess the risk of a heart attack among simulated patients experiencing chest pain. Turns out the AI system provided inconsistent conclusions, and it failed miserably to use approved methods to assess a patient's cardiac risk. In short, AI may be able to pass a medical exam, but it cannot replace a cardiologist yet. And when the research believe these results, when the researchers do believe these results could hold true for other afflictions as well. So they're saying it's not just heart attacks. So they're saying if you don't feel good, don't ask your computer, ask your doctor.
And so many people, I mean, even before AI, there's Googling stuff, and then they're getting themselves all worked up.
Thinking I got me one of these things.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, maybe not. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
So how do you like these gas prices? Not great, huh? How would you like to save money every time you get gas? I've been using this app for a few years, and it's amazing. You can find out more at radiosavings.com. When I first heard about it, I didn't think we'd have this in our area, but they seem to have stuff all over the place. You can sign up for free and try it for yourself. They have savings on gas, but on many other things too, like restaurants and convenience stores. Try it for free at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that Marmite was one of the most confiscated items at an airport in the United Kingdom for a long time? Have you ever had Marmite?
Is it like Vegemite?
I think it's similar, but I think it's different.
I've tasted it. I'm personally not a fan.
Oh,
but
I know people who love it.
Yeah.
Well, to overcome the issue of them being confiscated, Marmite made smaller travel size containers because you could only have a certain size that you could take on an airplane. So now they got smaller Marmites. So, yeah, I don't know. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Sigourney Weaver might be traveling to a galaxy far away. The Alien and Avatar star is in discussions to join the cast of Mandalorian and Grogu. So that's kind of cool. It's the first Star Wars movie to hit theaters since 2019 Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. And some Hollywood males are going to take it all off for a good cause. Fox announced the 2024-2025 programming slate, and one of the things on there is The Real Full Monty, a 2-hour special that's based on the film The Full Monty.
Really?
And there's a big long list of hunky dudes who are going to be on there. Look for it on TV this fall. And Downton Abbey is number 3 is happening. So there's another Downton Abbey coming soon to a TV screen near you. And something leaving TV screens is the end of the line for the Connor family. ABC has announced the Connors will end with season 7.
I am absolutely shocked that that lasted as long as it did.
Yeah, I think part of it was they just left it on even though it wasn't performing well.
It wasn't doing well. Yeah, because it did not do well.
And I saw several things online that said that the ratings were horrible, but they wouldn't cancel it because they were making a point.
Yes, they were.
I don't know if that's true. Who knows? I don't know. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. There is an app that allows drivers to turn their phone into a breathalyzer. Here's how it works. If the police see you blowing into your phone, you're drunk. No, that's not how it works. I could have some bad information. That might not be how it works. And are you a fan of Pringles?
Yes, who isn't?
What is your favorite part of Pringles?
Well, first of all, I love the can.
Okay.
Love the can.
Okay.
But I think they should make the can like push-ups so you can push the bottom of the can so the chips come up.
You're not going to like this story. The can of Pringles, one of the most recognizable snack packages out there. But if the thought of getting your paw stuck inside of one of those keeps you up at night, don't worry. The mustachioed mascot has some good news for you, and Heidi's going to be sad. Pringles is ditching the can for the first time in over 15 years. They introduced a thing 15 years ago called Mini Pringles. Now they're going to launch a new bagged snack called Pringle Mingles. Yeah. They're Pringles' first ever puffed snacks. So think like Cheetos, but made out of Pringles stuff.
So they're going to do away with the canned ones altogether?
I think they're going to still have those too.
Or there's just other options?
New corn-based puffs still boast the same flavor as Pringles chips, but each bag combines 2 popular flavors into one puffy snack. So they'll be like dill pickle and ranch, cheddar and sour cream, and sharp white cheddar and ranch. And in keeping with the brand's theme, each puff is shaped like a bow tie. Because little Pringle Man has a bow tie.
Yeah, he does. He's adorable.
Yeah. So I wonder if that will go as well as they're hoping. Because the first thing Heidi mentioned, I don't know if you guys noticed this when I asked her, first thing she mentioned was the can.
Yeah. They're not going to do away with the can.
Product that you eat. That's just part of the product you hold. But I can see where, the issue for the Pringles, the way they are now, if they were to try to sell those in a bag, they'd all just get broken. They have to put those in a can.
And the way they are now is perfection.
There you go.
You don't want to mess with it. You don't mess with Mother Nature.
Heidi hath spoken. All right. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Thaao Penghlis, and we're going to talk about his book, Seducing Celebrities One Meal at a Time. First of all, this book looks delicious, and it looks like you get to do a lot of fun stuff.
All those recipes came out of my head. I was never... originally, I suppose, when I was younger, I used to watch other people cook, those who did it well. Just some recipes that I thought, that would be interesting to do. Or when I'd go to a restaurant and I think, they'd never give you the recipe. So I used to be able to work it out in my head through the taste.
Oh, yeah.
And so out of that, when they called me and they said, we'd like you to do a cookbook because I celebrate every week with friends at this table that I have. And I thought, well, what am I? Because everybody's different,
Yeah.
There are some people who you meet and you say, I don't think I would give them that. There are some women that I know that I would never serve them a whole fish with a head on it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They find it, and I'm thinking, Americans are the way we've been trained, coming from a Greek family in Greece or in Italy, they serve the fish whole, take it out of the sea and throw it on the barbie, if you know what I mean. And so, that's how it was. And So I had to adjust to certain people. And then you've got people who had allergic. I never let you know before they arrive. Like if I did a soup with shrimp in it, a Thai soup, for instance, and then someone would say, "Oh, I can't eat that." I say, "What? I can't eat that. I'd be in the hospital." And then I thought, well, that's my fault. I should have asked, is there anything you can't eat? There's two things people do. They ask you, is there anything I can bring? You know, to a Greek, you don't ask that question. You bring. And whatever it is, it could be a flower, it could be a bottle of wine, it could be some cookies you made or whatever. I don't like when people want to add to the menu. I don't like when people say, well, I can make the salad. And I go, no, because I don't know what they're going to use in the salad as a dressing and what's going to be in there. It may not work with the main course, things like that. So I always ask people, is there anything you're allergic to? And then when if they ask me, what can I bring? I just say to them, bring cash.
I love that. Now, you've had the opportunity to cook for some people that are pretty impressive. This list is of big, long, huge, amazing names on here. People like George Clooney. When you're having somebody over for dinner, when it's George Clooney, do you have to do things differently than just having any old person over for dinner?
Well, I remember when Streisand, when I first met her, she says, "Oh, I hear you're a good chef," because she loves food. And I said, well, I like to cook well. And the next thing I know is her ex-boyfriend, John Peters, just pulled her away from me and went a different part of the room. And I thought, oh, that one was threatened. But there's something different when it's a celebrity. They expect. There is something about, when they do things, they're served well, no matter what happens, because they're used to a certain level. So it's more... every time I cook, I always think it's the first time. I never take it for granted. And so, it's like if I was doing, like I did for Telly Savalas, when I did, he loved pastas. But, if I did the rack of lamb, how do you keep... a lot of people will give you meat, but it's dry when it's coming out of the oven. What I do, just like I do with fish, if I'm going to broil something, I always have water in the pan because the water will keep the fish or the meat moist while the broiler is burning and singeing it and giving it that wonderful flavor. So you have a contrast of two things. Something that's cooked on the outside that looks nice and crispy, and inside it's wonderfully moist. And so that's the trick to it, is the water in the pan. But, with everyone, some people make you more nervous than others because they expect and they're testing you if they've never eaten before at your home. So with that. But now, these days, I'm kind of relaxed about the way I eat. And so then people come, I make sure that there's some kind of aroma going on. So when they walk through the door, they smell it, and then they look at the room and the flowers and the music that's playing, the whole thing, the ambiance. So that's why I called it Seducing Celebrities.
And you can take a page out of this book. He's got it available right now. Seducing Celebrities, one meal at a time. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Whether you have a credit card now and need a better credit card, or if you don't even have a credit card but you'd like to get a good one, we would love to help at bettercreditcards.com. We offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we can help you find a good fit for you at bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit
At bettercreditcards.com.
to bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mice can fit through a hole the size of a ballpoint pen. Yeah. They
What?
Can squish, they can squish all the way down that tiny to get through a tiny little hole.
Holy cow.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A dragonfly has a lifespan of about 24 hours. Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's not good. They're like a teenager at noon.
Jeez.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Depending on who is sniffing, a man's sweat can smell like urine or flowers or vanilla or just like sweat. All right. That's weird. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
And who's sweating, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The jugular vein is not a vein at all. It's an artery. Huh. And our final fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
Lemons contain more sugar than strawberries do. How weird is that? Never would have thought of that, but that is the case. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
So how do you like these gas prices? Not great, huh? How would you like to save money every time you get gas? I've been using this app for a few years and it's amazing. You can find out more at radiosavings.com. When I first heard about it, I didn't think we'd have this in our area, but they seem to have stuff all over the place. You can sign up for free and try it for yourself. They have savings on gas, but on many other things too, like restaurants and convenience stores. Try it for free at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 1 in 9 people say they have considered moving for this reason. What is it?
They're neighbors.
No, it's probably more than 1 in 9 for that. 1 in 9 people, though, said they would move because they have bad cell service or bad internet service.
Oh.
Like, yeah, that's it. We're moving. We don't like it here no more. I wonder if they could just change companies. Wouldn't that make more sense?
you would think that there should be some options
So that'd be
out
my
there
first choice.
this day and age,
Yeah.
but maybe not.
Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This is kind of bizarre. Council for a county in England decided to remove the apostrophes from street signs. According to North Yorkshire officials, punctuation marks have the potential of causing confusion in computer databases. Moving forward, the plan is for all new street signs to be produced with no apostrophes, regardless of whether they were used in the past. So an example is St. Mary's without the possessive punctuation. Some residents aren't too happy about the change. Grammar purists say they see this as a sign, pardon the pun, of falling standards. What's more, some locals have even gone as far as to grammar graffiti the apostrophes back onto the signs.
Oh, geez.
They're like, yeah, that belongs there, so I'm putting a piece of tape there to make it. Now it looks right. So I can understand where that could be a problem, because the same thing with domain names. So like if you have a domain name that's, somebody like Craigslist or any of those, there's no apostrophe in that because you can't have that. So.
Right.
Weird news brought to you by Weird
But
Gift.
I also understand what they're saying. I mean, because we really, with abbreviations and everything through texting, and I agree with that.
I agree as well. All right. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. I haven't had one of these in a while, but I got another list sent to me of funniest tweets of the week from women. I don't know why they do this, but...
And men must just not have funny tweets.
Apparently
I don't know.
not.
I don't understand this list. But
so here's a list. Thank goodness it's raining, so my laziness is justified. My nap is encouraged. My gluttony is applauded. I like that. Okay. My problem is I reward myself for not wasting money on little treats by getting a little treat vision board. Oh, there you go. That'd be a vision treat or a treat vision board. That would be good. How about this one here? Grabbing dinner with your friend is like, OMG, these fries are epic. I also cried myself to sleep last night. Can you pass the ketchup? You won't believe who's crawled back into my DMs. Are you down for this new spot? Tom, I hate him. The weather was so nice today. So apparently they're just saying that you bop all over the place in a conversation. Kind of like with Heidi. I'm just kidding. It's probably more like that with me. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit GenesisGoldIRA.com. JohnandHeidi.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Our quote today is from a gentleman by the name of Robert Orban. And full disclosure, I don't know if he is a gentleman, but I'm guessing. His quote is, "Every day I get up and look through the Forbes list of richest people in America, and I'm not there. Then I go back to work." You know what? We've never been on a list like that either. And I honestly don't think I'd want to be. Because that would just be a whole different level of problems.
I'd like to be
That's
just
all.
off that list, like barely.
Just barely off the list?
So that you're
Okay.
not really on anybody's
Off the
radar.
Yeah, there you go. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I love this story. So here we are a week after Mother's Day, but there was some really cool news that came out on Mother's Day. And this story comes from Kansas City, Missouri. It said, "It was so nice to see them smile. A 10-year-old spreads joy on Mother's Day." So last weekend, in a heartwarming display of kindness and compassion, 10-year-old Catalina Campos, founder of a nonprofit, Circle KC, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Circle KC, maybe that's what it is, embarked on a mission on Mother's Day to ensure every mother felt cherished and appreciated. How cool is that?
Aww.
This is a nonprofit initiated by this young lady and dedicated to serving senior citizens and other local nonprofits in need by providing essential supplies and support. Their ethos revolves around empowering youth to serve the community, to do what's right, and to foster love for both God and country. I like this. Mother's Day, this young lady and her team set out with one goal: to make mothers feel special and loved. Armed with vibrant bouquets, they visited senior living facilities and ventured into their park in the community there, and they delighted mothers of all ages with unexpected gestures of kindness. Reflecting on her mission, she expressed her joy in seeing the smiles on the mothers' faces, knowing that their simple act of giving could brighten someone's day. It was nice to see the smiles because sometimes moms don't have the kids to come home and give them stuff. As the flowers found their way to the hands of mothers throughout Kansas City, they carried them away with not just petals and stems, but messages of love, appreciation, and the power of small acts of kindness to make a big difference in someone's life.
That is so sweet.
There's some wonderful videos and a bunch of amazing photos that you can see in the show notes for today. I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.